Hi, everybody. Okay, that was like that was like an octave way too high. I don't know why I do that. It's like when I call my mom, I'm like, "Hey, mom," and I can just hear her like, "Oh, the dogs are barking, the signal, the whistle, the dog whistle." I don't know. I do an octave whenever I say hi to people sometimes. Anyways, I've completely lost track of thought, but I think I'll be able to get back onto it. Masquerade. Why did I write Masquerade? And I wrote two versions. I wrote the regular version, which is kind of like um, kind of new wave, and then I did like a dance mix. And I actually kind of like the dance mix version better, but whatever. Anyways, why did I write Masquerade? I think I talked about this before, or at least I wrote about it. But I wrote a really terrible poem in high school called, I don't even remember what it was called, The Mask or something like that. And it was for an album, an annual, I'm sorry, and it was just about the masks that we wear. And I may have alluded to this in previous videos, but I was the kind of kid, and I actually wrote about song about this, so you'll eventually figure out what I'm talking about. I'm laying breadcrumbs, I guess. I was the kind of person that you would never know if my life was completely falling apart, because this is always smiling and I'm having a great mood, like no matter what. I could have like, lost a toe and I'm still smiling, or I'm going through major heartbreak and I'm still smiling. And maybe that's a defense mechanism. I don't know what it is, but that's kind of what I was like back then. Is everything looks great on the surface, but kind of underneath, I could be struggling, I could be sad, I could be bummed out, like whatever it was. And I knew that I was not the only person that did that. That just wore a mask, and so that's what that song was about. Was just basically these little games we play with ourselves and with others, and just the way that we pretend, and we put on these little masks that we wear and say, "This is who I am," and it's not necessarily who we are. It's just who we're deciding to show who we are. Pretend who we are. And so that was basically what that song was about. And kind of at the end of the song, there is kind of that comment about, yeah, this was great, but I don't know you. And that is the downside of wearing masks, is people don't really get to know who you truly are. And sometimes that's a shame, right? And I feel like maybe even in my case, I've missed out on some deeper friendships because I was not willing to kind of put it out there. And I will say that writing about these things um, has given me the opportunity to, at least in an artistic way, sort of dig a little bit deeper and kind of put myself out a little bit there, a little bit more. So I hope you enjoy it.